Hey, what's up, family? So tonight's going to be a very short night, simply because right before this cast, we decided to talk about it, and we think that these two subjects should be guidelined, not, formally instructed or formally taught. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go over tonight's lesson, right? Maybe Michelle will go over one of the lessons last week that was that touched her on the heart. She gets those a lot. And then we'll leave you guys to your own devices. And I got something that I want to read to you all before we cut out, considering that these last two reading subjects were what they were. Okay? Announcements are the same. Keep Made Free across the drink in prayer. Pastor Henry and the congregation are always needing our hands together and stand in the gap for them. And as far as I know, it's still just as rough as it's always been. Prayers for Made Free Idaho. Update. Finances have been touched. They're moving along. That last Saturday that I told you guys about it was not the halt point. I got handed that an update after that. So things are moving along pretty good. And prayers for Pastor Randy and the crew working out there. And again, nothing's posting up here on the side. So I'm not going to assume that your guys' lives are okay, because life is life. So we'll pray for you, and you guys can pray for us. Thank you for your prayers over my father and my the late Grandma Jackie Hayes. Things are doing fine. Pops is holding together okay, and just thank you guys for standing in the gap for us. And seeing as you guys will have seen this after it's posted, seeing as we have no one responding in that little eye in that top left corner right there. Right there. Oh, we got a 1. Okay, cool. So all but one of you guys will be catching this posted. Yeah, just thank you for being there for us, and know that we're there for you. Michelle checks the computer more often than I do, so if you hop on during the week, odds are you'll catch her. I go on from time to time, or we'll start, just so I can make myself available to you guys too. This is a family thing, and we show as a couple, so we will work as a couple. It's just odds are, because she has more time in her day, it will probably be her. So, but she's great. She's got good ears and a warm heart and big shoulders to carry with. So definitely a woman you want to talk to. So these last two subjects that we read over were on the topic of sex and how to build trust.
How trust is made. I don't know.
Yeah, I have a hard time remembering what I did yesterday sometimes.
Trust happens.
How trust happens. All right. So so seeing as Christians move from day to day, and we look at this time of year as an opportunity to give thanks for the provision that God has. Most churches will go into like a harvest mode, or just an average. I think the Packing House, the Calvary Chapel out here, calls it a hallelujah party. We see it as another I want to say reason or excuse, but another opportunity. There we go. That's a good word, to congregate and enjoy each other's company and have a blast and honor God as the middle. So I encourage you guys, upon this short little, or after this short little session, that you guys go out and you do just that. Gentlemen, give her the ball. Let her pick where dinner is tonight. That way you know she's going to be happy, and you know she's going to be getting what she wants. And ladies, if you don't want to, that's fine. Just kind of acquiesce it back in his lap. We all know y'all do that anyway. You know, it's no exception over here. But get you guys get yourselves somewhere nice. If that means that one of you got to run to the 99-cent store real quick and get a candle to do that romantic thing, hey, do it. But just let tonight finish y'all. If not tonight, tomorrow. We already told you to find something to do with the kids, because this wasn't going to be a subject meaningful. So that means you guys might even have the house to yourselves. How great a time is that? Order in and tip the guy bigger if he'll pick up a candle as he shows up. You know. But anyways, so back to the subject at hand, baby. Go ahead.
Okay, so week 10 was the gift of sex. As Christians, we often don't talk about sex. It is taboo. It is something that is just done, and we don't hear about it. But God created it for a purpose. God created it to be beautiful between a husband and wife. And so if you're married, enjoy each other.
All right.
God didn't just do it for procreation purposes. I mean, there's the whole Song of Solomon. I always
Song
get
of Solomon.
confused.
Well, yeah, the name is translated back. At least I heard it was in the song. So I have wisdom and all that. Yeah. Go ahead, Olivia.
So that whole chapter, that whole book is just about enjoying each other, loving each other, admiring each other the way God meant for us to. There's purposes in the way he designed us.
Yep.
And our differences. And one of the things they talked about and touched on was our differences as men and women. And that's just generalized, not all men and women are the same, but in general, we do have different needs, we approach sex differently. That was one of the questions about approaching sex differently. And also respecting the sexual relationship. Us as ladies can get gabby sometimes. And we can talk to our girlfriends about things and, just gossip. But
well, let me interrupt you there and say, hey guys, for those of you that play sports, club sports even, y'all get a chance to be in the locker room together or at the bar celebrating a win or whatever y'all do, keep that in mind too. Okay? I mean, respect that relationship. I made love and wife last night. It was great. That's as far as you need to go with even that, And for some women, that's too much. I'm not encouraging you to do anything, but if you're going to talk about it, keep in mind you're talking about a person there, and that she's not your world, but she's your first. You know what I'm saying? God goes above that, and then it's her, and then it's everything else. Treat it like that. Okay, that relationship was designed to be all in it. So protect it.
now, one of the things I found interesting was it also had us ask each other. Sorry. Oh, I went into the wrong chapter.
Did you know?
Yep.
Okay.
About growing. Oh yeah. While growing up, did you receive positive or negative messages about sex? And how do you think that affects our sex life? So that's interesting because a lot of times, depending on your age, like I know my mom and dad's age, 60, 65, around there, they had a different relationship. It was less, I don't want to say, generally, people were less open to talking about sex. And so you didn't really hear about things from your parents, from your family. I think it's more open now to be talking about those things. Mm-hmm. But like in my situation, I didn't get a positive message about sex. It was not to be done. It was something that I didn't learn about the meaning for enjoyment until I was already married. So, and another thing is if you're remarried, like we are, mm-hmm.
Best that choice I ever made, Joe. Yes, indeed. Go ahead. You know what, baby?
You know that obviously, I mean, we both have kids. Obviously, we've been married before. We both have kids. We weren't virgins coming into this relationship. Nope. And so
it's been nice, different. But the kids had to show up for us to meet. So God worked that all out like he needed it to.
And we're happy for the kids. We wouldn't have it any other way. But it's something that you have to be careful. There has to be a fine line when you're dating, when you're seeing each other, stuff like that. It's to be the way God wants it to be. Mm-hmm. You have to be careful. And, I'm not going to condemn anybody because I know all of us have had our shortcomings and I'm not going to, that's not my business. But it is different in marriage.
It is. I know that I can have a really, really hard day and leave from work to come here. I'm here in Beaumont now, and we are in the same house, okay? We are in the same house. We're usually filming over there, okay? But the sun was setting, and we are out east, so it's going to be shining in this way. And you couldn't see faces, so we're sitting here. But when I'm coming over here after a hard day at work and a week's worth of it, the one thing I'm looking forward to is the falling into my wife and holding her. And But does that happen? I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it happens. I mean, husband and wife. I love my girl. I do. It's a precious thing, but it's different. Like, I mean, you have choice. You have the power of choice. God gave you free will. You can walk yourself into any part of San Bernardino County. Some parts more prevalent than others. Find yourself with someone and do that thing with them. That I'm not going to, encourage. Actually, I would strongly discourage, because if you were able to pick her up that easy or him up that easy, so is the person before you. But when you get to someone that's here with you, right? Remember that verse in Song of Solomon? I hope y'all took us up on what we told you last time and started reading that. That's some strong stuff. I am my beloved's, and my beloved's is mine. So if you have someone that looks at you that same exact way that you're looking back at them, my gosh, that connection is intense. Like, I've come in from work totally pissed off, and she's felt it. She's felt it. She looked at me kind of funny one time, and I thought I might have left my shirt in the car. But by the time that was over, man, it's like the world went quiet. What's up, Pastor Randy? And life was good. Ordered pizza in, watched a movie, and I think we fell asleep before it was over.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what it's for. That's where you go. You're Mr. or Mrs. and God. That there's a reason why He considers it an act of worship in marriage, is because that's that two becoming one. And if it's in His will and it's a marriage, that's God honoring. I'll say that now, God honoring. But then there's no better way to just drop the stress, drop the tension, and get a smile when it's over and feel good about it. Everybody gets the guilt when it's not lined up right. Everybody gets that guilt. You don't have to sit there and try to tell me not. But it's wonderful if done in correct tense. So if I took your mat, baby, I'm sorry. No. I have the floor back if it was yours.
So just, the whole thing about sex was enjoying each other in the correct context, being with each other. Intimacy is more than just the act of sex. It's intimacy is love. It's, even if it's not anything but holding hands, even if it's just in a kiss, it's, it's beautiful when it's with the right person. And so be open to talking to each other about what's going on between you. If you're dating and you feel like things have gone a little bit too far, don't be afraid to talk to that person and say, I think we need to dial it back a little bit. There's something, sometimes we're human, we mess up. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we go a little bit too far, and you need to have that conviction in your heart and be able to talk to your significant other about it too. That's an important subject to always be open with. It's not always the easiest thing. I was brought up that this talk was taboo. It's quiet. We don't talk about these things. But
in that conversation right there, I can guarantee you will set a thermometer and a tone for your relationship. If your guy or girl cannibalized that conversation, was better that you knew before you stepped away in it.
Yeah.
Then just that, oops, uh-oh, let me put that back on, or however it went, then having to say, okay, well, now that we've met this, we know what the urge is, we know what the feeling's like. So now how are we going to step back? Because once it's obliged, it becomes a beast. It becomes a beast. And I understand why mom and dad taught us. I'm saying my mom and dad taught me, and I'm pretty sure that, Michelle has said mom and dad taught her about it. But y'all's folks did too, to some extent. If not your folks, then your teacher. And for me, my junior high health teacher went through that class with us. The great dude, who's an athlete. But so you guys have heard, and you guys have probably gotten a biblical perspective from somebody, husband and wife, so, and so as far as the way that it was given to me, I did kind of take the floor, didn't I?
No, you're fine.
My mom was raised by a frontier woman, and questions were asked, answers were given. So it was carried on that way into our house. My dad was a medic. And so if I needed a conversation with him, call him up, hey pops, what's going on here? What's this? Or if I had a question I needed to ask mom, it'd be like, hey mom, what about this? What is it? I mean, it was all talked about, So past experience, I can see how me and Michelle approach it differently. She'll approach it more as the feelings, the joy, the desire, whereas I'll approach it as, okay, well, you know what? You're my wife. I need this right now. So, and there it is. I'm not trying to belittle it, but I am trying to keep in mind that some of y'all childcare might not have lined up. So I'm, trying to be considerate of that.
I mean, yeah.
But
when you have little kids, it's hard to continue that relationship, and God made it so that it can just get better. It can just increase as you get to know each other, as you age. Maybe you have different things that you want to do or you want to experience, and you just need to be open with your spouse, open with your partner, and open to listening also.
Yeah, well, definitely. Guys, women can talk your ear off. I know they can. And she's smiling and giggling because this woman, she's a conversationalist, and I love every bit of it.
So are you.
Oh yeah, no, I know I can be too. I'm a pastor, man. Trust me, I have my words. But I'll tell you what. Let me put it to you this way. Today, I had a chance to see Michelle before she knew I saw Michelle, and we were in a store, walking around looking at some things and making plans and dreaming, and what new couples do. I had a chance to watch her by herself, and I'll tell you what, man, she's the most beautiful woman to watch just do her. And you guys, y'all need to find the moments too, because that's intimacy. Mm-hmm. If any one person wants to describe intimacy to you or try to tell you what intimacy is, watch them do them without them knowing you're doing it. I'll tell you, she looked more beautiful today than she ever did to me, because I'd never had a chance to see her just doing her. And she had her hands out. She was kind of thumbing through stuff and dawdling her head a little bit and just kind of enjoying the time, How lucky was I to be able to see that? That's intimacy. And that's where it starts, because she looked up and she caught me watching her. And then she watched me watch her. And then she come over, what are you doing? And it's like, I got a chance to fall in love with her because that's the same smile that greeted me. It's those little things. Like, gentlemen, if you're the one that cooks in your house, she's looking at you, but when you ain't watching. But that's intimacy too,
Flirt with your spouse. Have fun with your spouse again. I'm not talking being inappropriate around the kids and stuff.
Oh, definitely not. It's good to play with that a little bit and be cognitive of how you do that. But
you just, enjoy each other. And if you're married and if you're engaged and you're not, hold hands. The forehead kiss for a girl is beautiful. I don't know why. There's something so innocent about a guy coming up and looking at you and then kissing you on the forehead. I don't know.
I always like the tip of the nose.
Yeah, he does that. He loves the tip of the nose. So the next week, how trust happens. That was this week. Mm-hmm. That's hard.
That is
coming from a place where we both have been been married multiple times. Mm-hmm. And we didn't meet until we were 32. Gosh. So yeah. 30,
32. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, somewhere in there.
And
that seems like a lifetime ago, doesn't
it? We've changed. We've gotten older. But we didn't meet until then. And so obviously we have had heartbreak.
And broken hearts.
Yeah, we have lived a lot. And we have loved a lot. And so there's a lot of trust that can be broken. I've been cheated on. And someone got pregnant. It's like things that happen in the past or situations that happen where people don't trust because of money issues or because someone's been taken before, or people don't trust because of someone saying they're going to change and then they don't. So just actions speak louder than words kind of thing. There's a lot of things that happen in relationships when you've had a bunch of them that it makes you broken.
Yeah. And that's well said. There's not one person out there that isn't broken, even if it's your first relationship. You show up screwed up, and I'm not, heck, I'm the last one to say non-hypocritically that I'm screwed up. And Uncle Sam got a hold of me and twisted me up something awesome. But I was screwed before I got there. You know, I mean, it's just so easy to hurt someone inside of a relationship. And I'm not saying that my spouses before Michelle were the only ones to do it. Yeah, I messed them up too. You know, that's what happens when you put broken with broken. And one, you don't know what you're doing. Two, you don't know how to do it. We all have baggage. Well said, Pastor Randy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just cut me from going off in a really crooked direction. I appreciate you, but nah, man, we show up just as screwed up as we screw up the people around us. Yeah. But the beauty in intimacy is knowing no matter how bad you mess up, that person's still there and still willing to work with you and help you. You know, they are just as much a help to you as you should be wanting to be to them. And I'm a better man today because this woman said hi. You know, I am, and I'm not going to sit there and sugarcoat nothing. Just knowing that that my wife is going to be on the other side of things with me is security enough to open up to her to the point that I can be fixed. You know, now I've come to the terms with the fact that I'm never going to be perfect.
Nobody is this side of heaven. Definitely not.
We don't have the capability to be perfect beings. We weren't designed to be perfect beings over here, but. We bring those past hurts, those irreconcilable differences, those unrelenting perceptions and viewpoints.
Those behavior issues.
Yeah, definitely. They'll spring behavior issues too, quicker than the sun sets. You know what I'm saying? But be there for each other on the other side of things. And if you get there first, yeah, thank you. I'll call you later. Just knowing that they're going to be there on the other side is a help in itself. Like we could be in the thick of it, right? Just horns locked, going at it. But I do know that in an hour and a half to 3 hours, things are going to be okay. Things are going to be okay. We might not be talking. As a matter of fact, we went through a thick one today before we got on the phone. About an hour and a half ago. Right?
Yeah, I think God sent that stomach ache for you.
Yeah.
For a reason.
We won't touch that one. But I knew that no matter how thick things got, standing right there, that she was going to be there on the other side with me. So all I did was just sit back down and just kind of let whatever was going to happen. And
turn backs to each other and we're mad for a little bit. And yeah, but you get through it. I
love you, Pastor Randy. Guys, keep this man in prayer, okay? He's got a lot on his plate right now. God's serving him a good helping.
Mm-hmm. So God bless, definitely. It's hard. It's hard when you bring your past, because if you don't take care of it before you get in another relationship, which a lot of people don't. I mean, I've been guilty of doing that. Mm-hmm. Or just not deciding that you're going to change, because if, I believe in every situation you bring something. Mm-hmm. And you bring some a relationship that ends mm-hmm. is both fault.
Yeah. There's no
even
way
if
to
there's a tiny
it.
bit.
Yeah. And the smart person will look back and say, hey, what could I have done to fix this?
Yes.
To speak on that though, if you guys weren't able to figure it out inside of the relationship, odds are you're not going to be able to figure it out by yourself, because you had the benefit of the other person there to walk you through it. You're not going to be able to figure it out without them there. So of course you're going to carry it into the next relationship with you. The trick is to find someone that's going to sit that issue with you and talk that issue out and help you figure it out, or at least be there just to listen to you unload it, because sometimes that's all you really need to do. Just unload, man. Yeah. Ladies, if your man's got some baggage, and men carry baggage, most of our stress shows up here, or here, and you can tell because they're all tensed up, and it's oh my gosh, I get the worst headache. I actually had a headache that kept me from work yesterday. A really bad one, man. But yeah, be that for him. Ladies, that doesn't mean that you get off scot-free, because guys, you should be that for her too. Listen to her unload. Yeah, she's Gabby. Yeah, she can talk, but my goodness, man, what a beauty it is to be blessed that she's comfortable like that talking to you. because a wounded woman is the hardest thing to open up. But if you can meet her with an intimacy, man, she blossoms like a rose. She does. This woman has looked so beautiful, just letting something go. She gets this glow in her eye, a smile on her face, and she just glows, y'all. And it makes my world right. And if you don't get a good feeling watching your lady glow because she's been able to drop some tension, then I really think you need to have you some mirror conversations. I really do. And I'm saying that as lovingly as I can, guys. Don't be that guy. Open an ear and give a shoulder out. Ladies, you too.
Yeah, guys need it just as much. They might, even though this one's Gabby, they're not all Gabby, and I know that. But be there for him how he needs to be. That's the thing too. Be there for your other person, your significant other, the way they accept love the best. I mean, that's why the 5 love languages is so important, knowing how the other person loves, because speaking in their love language is going to mean so much more than speaking in your own. Mm-hmm. And we've had that issue.
Oh yeah.
We've had that issue because he's speaking his love language to me and I'm like, that's not what I need. I don't need that. I need this. Mm-hmm. And so we butt heads like that sometimes. Earlier, be there for your man. Earlier when we were pissed, I was really mad at him. I had my back to him. I had fallen asleep. And he came and he hugged me, and then he ran to the bathroom, and he was not feeling well.
Yeah, lunch didn't sit so well.
No.
I'm not going to tell you where we ate because there's still a good place to eat.
Oh, no,
it touched me wrong today.
Yeah, today you had some belly problems. But I think it was God because I ran over there and I started rubbing his stomach, and I was trying to help him and just, smooth his hair and stuff. And
yeah.
Rode the
now
storm.
hold that thing, but
I don't know, I didn't pull on it, but I might have wanted to. But in that moment, I didn't. In that moment, all I could think of is my man is not feeling well, and what can I do? Even if it's just trying to hold his hair back, or trying to rub his stomach or something. Whatever you can do to help the other person, even if you're pissed.
Yeah, it's self-sacrifice, and we're called to do that for each other. Again, you are your beloveds, and your beloved is yours. Mm-hmm. So if you are your beloveds, then who are you not to step out? Maybe catch a door that they're having a hard time with because they're loaded down with whatever they're carrying. Or pick up a plate that might be a little bit too hot, that you can handle. Like me, I have calloused fingertips with all the grunt work and stuff that I've done. I played guitar for a little bit, so my fingers are all shredded up. I got calluses there and nerve endings that don't fire very well anymore. So, I'd do that for her, pick up a plate that might be a little bit hot. And, it just, and I'm not going to go down the list of things you can do. Y'all can figure that out, but be there. So
trust builds. And another thing I just wanted to touch on quickly is, over there, I know it's starting to get dark. Just push them all. There we go. Fan starting.
All right.
One thing I wanted to touch on was Wednesday's actions earn trust. This is talking about the line between friendly interest and flirting. And it's hard. It's hard when you have a very friendly spouse. And we're both very friendly. Mm-hmm. And so for both of us, it's hard because you have to be careful. You're used to having this type of personality. But when you're married, you need to have respect. There is respect for him. There's respect for me. And so respecting our relationship, there are things that you can put into place that you can have that respect and walk well with your significant other, your spouse, mm-hmm. And it's whatever works best for you guys.
Mm-hmm. We were talking about that Tuesday, I think it was, right? Mm-hmm. I was in school. I was all the way out in, not Santa Monica, Santa Clarita, and we had various types of people in my class, and that's for those of you guys that follow. I'm a certified dog trainer. That's a business that we kicked off for the kids. Didn't go anywhere. Prayers needed, but one of the things that was big was we were in Midtown Santa Clarita, where they have all the Hollywood sound stages and all the food, the prisons down the way. We were right there in the middle. And so we would always either run out for lunch or eat in, but have like side orders and stuff brought in. And there was a pastor that told me, and was real big with his congregation, so it hit the youth department too, of do not be alone with a woman who's not old enough to be your mother in a room. Or anywhere at that, with a closed door. So something that I told Michelle, before I even asked her to go on a date, was this is where I sit on this. Because I adapted that back in my youth. And so every time that I had to take one of my buddies out, we were predominantly female. I think I was one of 2 guys in the classroom, third being the teacher. I'd say, hey, I had to take so-and-so with me. And no one else could go or no one else wanted to go. But I had to get something to eat. So this is where we went. You know, this is how long it would take. And we had just enough time to get there and back. She would have never known. I was out in Santa Clarita. Did it seem kind of odd and raise red flags at first? Yeah. But then when she realized that that's genuinely what was happening, and she got a chance to meet these people too. She's like, okay, well, he's good, you know? Or we would say sometimes after class to help our instructor do canine classes, which this is where he would actually step in and make bread. This is what he did. So we would help him with his classes so he could see the stuff in motion. And there were times that I'd have to drive some of the students down there, right? So that's how that worked out. And I'd say, hey, man, me and so-and-so had to head down to the supply shop for classes. Okay, babe. Well, just call me on your way home. I mean, if you set yourself up for success, success is going to show up. I can go anywhere in the greater state of California right now, and my wife could trust me. And I don't even have to know what she's going to answer. I know she would. Because that's how I was. If you don't live transparent, then you're always going to be living in the dark. And you're going to put your spouse in the same spot. So go there. I'm sorry.
No.
The little Gabby, like she
said. Just a little. So that's the week talking about, are you comfortable with my behavior around members of the opposite sex?
Mm-hmm.
That can kick up a lot of issues, even if it's not jealousy, just respect.
Be on the other side for each other, though, because that's an argument worth having. We had a few of those.
Oh yeah.
But like I said, because we went through them, I can go anywhere in the United States, anywhere in the world. Shoot, yeah, I can go to a country where the women are beautiful. Baby, am I going to cheat on you?
No.
See? We fought for hours about this early on. I knew she was going to say no. But because we went through that, and if you can't guarantee that you're going to be on the other side of that person, and that person's going to be waiting if they get there first, that's going to be a conversation that never ends. You guys got to give each other the benefit of the doubt until proof and security shows up. Otherwise, it'll never get there. Mm-hmm. My gosh, it will never get there. But then be about that reputation you're building. This is a powerful thing, ladies and gentlemen. This really is. And if this is somewhere where you screw the pooch, then no pun intended, drop the ball, whatever vernacular you want to. Oh my gosh, you'll be lucky if you keep them. And I mean, him or her, you'll be lucky. But if you can hold on to them, they're worth fixing and earning their trust back. And then maybe that will be the point that teaches you to be about it. But one thing I did notice and remember was Monday had a whole lot of passages in it from this same week. To go straight home, this might be the night. Remember how I said call in? Look those verses up, read through them, and talk about them. It takes about 15 minutes, y'all.
Yeah, and we read through these.
Yeah. Well, the not so common ones, anyways. We did.
Yeah.
We both had some sort of biblical life. So some of these were taught to us in vacation Bible schools, or I went to a Christian school. We had a Bible class that went through some of these. I'm not saying that we're better or worse off for it. I'm just saying, so some of these we knew. But yeah, let that be here tonight, man. Guys, go out and get a cheap little candle, set that up, and burn it out. Women love flame light. Get you some pizza. Do the goofy kind of romantic.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do some pizza.
Yeah,
I'm hungry.
I'm gonna have to get myself a tummy helper, but so I mean that's tonight in a nutshell. Again, like the ticker says right there, we got a Facebook page. You got questions, you got concerns, you got ideas for the next week's content. You got a story to tell that you want to use as an example or think might help because you're looking ahead, which I would encourage too, because it might help tie some of it together. Yeah. Please, we do these things on the fly. We read the devotions and we talk about what jumps out at us. Yeah. But if there's something that you see in a subject we're having that you think could help, throw that nugget out there, y'all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pastor Randy, well, he kind of jumps on and does Randy, but you know what I'm saying? It's that easy. Or if we're live and reading, hop on and say, hey, what's up, guys? And tell us your thing. We had Fernando. Fernando, there we go. He does that when we go on, me, Randy, and Dave. Yeah, do it like that, man. That's cool. Because then we don't have to try to remember. I'm an idiot, y'all. The reason I do these things on the fly is because I couldn't remember written content if I tried. But yeah, so here's that little nugget that I told you I would read before we left. And
let me just say so the next time we'll be on, we will probably be coming to you from State Line because we need a vacation.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Yeah, I think there was an old ditty about that. I need a vacation.
So, but we will still come to you from our hotel room. So it will be on week 12, honor your mate, and week 13, choose joy. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
That one's a big one. That can be tough.
Yeah, that one needs a spoonful of sugar, y'all. Ooh.
So go out, enjoy family and friends, enjoy tonight, enjoy your kids, or enjoy your spouse.
So this is a quote and a passage actually right out of the Bible, and it sits above our marriage license and our certificate. And it's love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud, it is not rude, it is not self-seeking, and it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. And it always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. And guys, we're out of things to talk about over dinner. Talk about that. I'll read it again so you guys have a chance to write it down. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. So that, guys.
Love never fails.
Never fails. Yeah. That's actually found in one of the letters that Paul wrote. And I'm going to I was going to let him see that one out. But
well, I didn't say where in Corinthians.
There it is. It's also called the love chapter. You can dig it out of that one. Hop on Google, hop on Siri, or whatever search engine you guys use. They're geniuses. Lexa, yeah, she's pretty good about that. She'll actually quote it to you. But anyways, so that's our show tonight, guys. Order in. Find yourself a special spot. If you got a friend in a restaurant that owes you a favor, hey, call it in. Tonight's the night, y'all. Enjoy each other. Talk about this stuff, guys. This is stuff worth hashing out. And if it turns a little crooked, stuff your mouth full of food and sit and smile at each other. Just let it simmer down a little bit. This is worth having. Okay? I love you guys. We're here for you. And as far as couples go, keep it close. Good night and God bless.